Book of Ezekiel chapter 7 beginning at verse 1, and it reads, Moreover the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Also thou son of man, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power unto the land of Israel, an end. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. Verse 3, Now does the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. Verse 4, And my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Verse 5, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Kol Haloyim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Quadash Barakatham. Double honors to my apostles and to my elders, a great millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwath and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, with whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. This is the brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And basically, yeah, I gotta get some shit burnt out my mind. Like, today has been a very spiritually wicked day. You know, it's been weird. But not to digress off the topic, I was searching through articles. I supposed to do this video like a day ago. You know, I did a live stream with the brother, so I didn't do a video yesterday, although I meant to. And I meant to bring this article out like yesterday. Didn't get to it, you know. But you know, it's going into the same topic, and I know a lot of this is repetitive, but the hot thing in the news right now is, you know, all these people complaining about these high prices, there's inflation, or the price of the gas, you know, all the, you know, just, you know, the bad times, hard times, you know, evil times, because evil basically is compound word, meaning Eve, meaning time, and ill, meaning bad. So, you know, and it's, you know, it's not really the people. It's not really like, you know, it's more so like the Lord mocking people, you know what I mean? Just like, you know, it's the Lord for real. Because, you know, nobody's going to be able to say that they wasn't aware or forewarned. You know, this society has put into people's mind, well, you know, being pessimistic and positivity and all that. And that does play a part, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck how positive you try to be with this. When you, like, I was listening to the elder, Rachel Kwam. I hope I didn't butcher the elder's name, but the elder and the elder Ariala, the elder Rachel Kwam and the elder Ariala, they do those algorithms, the World War III algorithms videos, and they just recently did one, and they was going into, when you go into what the system was set up on, it was set up on usury. You know, it's a fraudulent system, and therefore, you know, how could you expect to benefit from something that was literally set up? You know, it was corrupt from the get-go. You know, scriptures talk about Esau being this crooked serpent. You know, it talks about in the scriptures who can make straight what the Most High made crook. You know, it talks about if he doeth any good, he doeth it unknowingly. So this devil is literally set up. He you know, he a wicked individual. So all he's gonna create is wicked things. You know, Esau has knowledge of wickedness. You know, but when you take the time to look at what Esau has contributed to the planet, you know, it's not very productive. Bear with me for a second. So back into the lesson. So at the end of the day, you know, the Most High is mocking these people because literally, like I said, he's making it known. Like I said, it seems like every other day is a lesson in regards to you know, the inflation, you know. And then the brother, the elder brother, Amawan Gabar did the video with Esau Edom, literally just sick with it, you know, cussing out Biden, cussing out, you know, all these politicians. And that's who they're going to get their biggest uproar from. They're going to get it from, their own people. So I'm gonna bring out a little bit of this article. I had some scriptures lined up, but again, I'm gonna feed you with the Spirit feed me. Hopefully I don't do too much rambling, but people are funny. So it reads, food stamps, credit card debt, record high inflation forces some older Americans to make tough financial choices. And that's not just going to be older Americans. It's going to be, first and foremost, 2/3 of you Israelites. I mean, we all going to be affected by those in this truth as well. But, at the end of the day, we have hope. We have faith. You know what I mean? Again, a lot of the trials and tribulations a brother or a sister go through in this truth is you learn to have trust and faith in a testimony, because at the end of the day, the Lord, he takes you through certain things so you can call out to him, because at the end of the day, that's who we're going to need to come save us. When you go into the name of the Messiah, Yahushua, it means he is a savior, or he saves, and with what this devil has planned and plotted, literally, we can't save ourselves. I don't give a fuck if you're the coded jiu-jitsu artist or MMA artist or boxer, or you got all the guns like that Jake or Esau. At the end of the day, Esau, Edom, his government, this man has guns and bullets that shoot around corners. This man literally has dropped bombs. I forgot who brought it out, but at one point, I remember they dropped a bomb on Pennsylvania, on a block, on a city street in Pennsylvania. This is why Jake think they gonna just shoot it out with the government. And that's just showing you how demonic some of these camps is. I don't know if it's just, they just completely carnal, or they set up, or if it's just spiritual. How are you gonna be saying you a spiritual man, but you out on the highways and hedges with machine guns? You know what I mean? So So I'm gonna read a little bit of this. It says older Americans have been forced to make some tough financial choices amid high inflation, and that again is not just gonna be older Americans. It's gonna be a lot of individuals. The older Americans probably got a better chance because the older Americans have seen certain times in history. Because you got to remember, inflation has been multiple recessions over the years. I remember my dad used to keep, like, he came from that generation that basically grew up around the Great Depression. So, I can see why he hoarded money and loved money so much, but at the same time, because they struggled a lot. But yet and still, you got to understand the poverty that was created during the Great Recession. But, those generations also knew how to, like, save money, and like they basically had their shelves and cupboards stocked better. A lot of, like, I see myself doing that. Like, literally. And I grew up in a household where my dad did it. You know what I mean? So I should be accustomed to it. But, it's just different times right now. You know what I mean? If I would get the opportunity, I'll go to some of them food banks for real and stock up on canned goods. Because like I said, all that shit gonna help. Now, is we trying to make our lives here to, like, get through a whole year without, like, no. But at the same time, it's not nothing foolish about, getting a little extra, especially if you got a family. A lot of brothers getting affected by that power outage, but then some brothers was. You got to understand it's all the will of the Lord. Who's going to be tried, who's going to be tested, when you get tested. Call lawyer Malaya about Shemi. Me and my household wasn't tested then, but I was tested prior to the beginning of the year. I moved into a place that didn't have no heat. It took a whole fucking month for them to fix the heat. So we constantly being tested and tried. Call lawyer Malaya Bashimel Shah, because you're going to have to be solid in the day. I was listening to the Elder Mawatazak from Ancient of Days. It's an old video he did, and he was talking about you're going to have solid faith in that day to stand in what the fuck these devils about to do. You not understand they about to take away the fucking food. That's why they made the statement, you will own nothing and be happy. Because most people will be happy for just to fucking be able to eat. People ain't got no fucking integrity. A nigga sell his soul for his cheap. Salakia. I ain't even bring out none of this article. It says, for many older Americans, record high prices are jeopardizing their financial security just as they approach or live in retirement. And that's just the older Americans. You got to understand, like, with this inflation, like, literally, this is affecting everyone around the board. And a lot of people, and the thing is this, that's how you know this is all in game, because they're not even trying to, cope with it like that. Like, when inflation kicks in, most jobs supposed to actually give you, like a union job supposed to actually increase with the times. Like I work at a job that's a union job, and they literally just not getting them a raise. You know what I mean? And it still ain't, you know. But like I just heard a guy that was hired in just say he like shit. He making like $20 something, but he like as much work he got to do. He like shit. You know what I mean? So you gonna have a lot of people that's go spaz out and quit these jobs and all that. Brother was bringing that out of camp. He was like, some people don't even feel it's worth to go to work, and it's gonna get more and more like that. You got people stressed out at the job. These companies trying to make as much money as they possibly can, and they don't give a fuck if, like my last job was like that. They don't give a fuck if you short staff. They expect you to do 2 or 3 jobs, but want to pay you like, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, this is gonna be, this is gonna be a very interesting situation. This is the Senior Citizens League, a nonpartisan senior group. It said, according to a recent survey from the Senior Citizens League, a nonpartisan senior group, the survey was conducted online in the first quarter and included 3,056 participants, 96% of whom rely on Social Security as a source of income. Half of respondents ages 55 and up have spent emergency savings in the past 12 months. And again, like I said, this is going to affect everybody, just not senior citizens. They probably trying to be more budget savvy with it. But you got to understand, this is going to affect everybody but those that's like got a little bit of money or wealth. And like the elders say, what do you consider real wealth? But they showing you that now, like literally, like I'm watching in our city how they building up these big ass buildings and like starting all these restaurants. Like brothers was just visiting this new pizza place. And he was talking about like for a large pizza, it's like fucking $30 something. Now it might be worth it when you're getting 16 slices. I've never heard of a pizza spot unless it's like a large, like one of them sheet pizzas, but nonetheless, everybody ain't gonna be able to afford that. But where they built it at is places that they're regentrifying. They're moving out the poor and bringing in the rich. Because the rich has bought that land for dirt cheap. They've built all this property on there. And they're about to get Jacob out of that area. Mind you, this is an area that's been projects for years, for decades for real. So, this is going to be real interesting. And I've always heard that, like those cities that's far out, like East Lake and not Painesville, but East Lake and Euclid, they gonna push Jake out to the outskirts, and then all the Edomites gonna move to the inner city where all the attraction is, which, it says, meanwhile, 47% have visited a food pantry or applied for benefits from Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program or SNAP. Moreover, 43% have carried debt on a consumer credit card for more than 90 days. Damn, that's like half the percentage of these people. Among the other common steps survey respondents have taken include applying for assistance with home heating or cooling costs, depleting a retirement or savings account, drawing down more. And the reason why people deplete the retirement or savings is because most people don't have any savings. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. Because the way America's set up, it's a credit-based system. So it's witchcraft from the get-go. They'll allow you to be able to live above your means, basically. You can have a salary where you make $50,000, but you can have $250,000 worth of shit. You can get a house that's damn near $150,000 with a $50,000 salary because of credit. But what is credit? Credit is based on faith. So you have a motherfucker that'll believe in this system and the credit that this red Hebrew Edomite gives you to have little things and trinkets in the system, but you won't believe in the Most High power that is literally destroying this system right in your fucking face. Well, he using Esau Edom to do it. The brother Bakor Ahmad from Men of Valor made a heck of a statement today. He said literally, you got a right hand and a left hand, and Esau Edom is known as the wicked, and they do a lot of things on the left hand side. And if you ever know anything about magic, sorcery, witchcraft, is considered the left hand path. So you got your right hand and your left hand. He said, but at the end of the day, You know, you got the righteous that's sitting on the right, and you got the wicked that's using the left, but it's all coming from one body. So you got the wicked that's in a trick bag because they literally think that they're doing something, but they literally doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua on the left hand side. You got to remember the whole NWO and the this MOTB, all this is actually the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. These devils are in a trick bag. It literally tells you in the scriptures both the deceived and the deceiver are both his. So he's deceiving the people that's being deceived and those that's doing the deceiving. And all based on this monetary system that literally is, again, usury and a fraudulent system. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'm going to get that in the book of Proverbs. In the book of Proverbs, it tells you a false balance is a abomination. This is Proverbs 11 and verse 1, and it reads, a false balance is abomination to the Lord Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. You know, and the elder Ariella from Dallas and the elder from London were going into, I think it's in the Old Testament, I think in the book of Deuteronomy, it talks about a false balance of abomination and diverse weights. You know, this devil literally, well, you go into the fiat currency, it's like, the system was set up on a gold standard. The money was backed by gold. It's no longer backed by gold. It's backed on the fact that people believe in the money, showing you that it's witchcraft. People believe in money. They believe in the money, and that's what's keeping it going right now. But when people start not believing in this money, people gonna pull out of this. I mean, literally, like, people ain't even speaking on this. But do you know the stock market is crashing? Bitcoin was up to like $60,000. Now the shit down to 20,000. You know what I mean? But yet still though, with that crash, guess what's gonna happen? The central bank is gonna issue their digital currency. So all those little digital currencies that people talk about, oh yeah, the government is not gonna be able to do this and do that. How the fuck you really think these people gonna let you just be able to have your own economy? They won't even let a person come out with a motherfucking a car that runs on gasoline. Did you know that guy that shot that Edomite that shot up that Tops in Buffalo, New York? He shot a Jake that actually had created an engine that ran on water. I mean, this is the shit that ain't being talked about though. See, you don't know if that was done by the government. You don't know nothing. So this system is set up on it's a false fake system. I mean, this paper money is not real money. Real money is silver and gold. That's why it's always been around from the beginning of the days. Gold is mentioned in the Bible. Gold is mentioned, but these people that convince these stupid ass people that paper has more value than gold. That's showing you they manipulating the markets right there. How the fuck is paper gonna be worth for the paper to be legit? It had to have gold backing it, but now it don't need no gold. It's like, and people trusting in this devil is gonna get a lot of people destroyed. This book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 5, the point, and it reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and make of flesh his arm and whose heart departed from the Lord. You got people that love and worship money. You got people that love and worship Esau. You had motherfuckers singing for Joe Biden to be the president, and then under this motherfucker reign, how long Biden been in office? Under this motherfucker reign, literally the whole country that went to shit. What he been in office? What, a year going on 2? Back in the article, it says when people are facing this type of inflation, those who have lower savings tend to be the ones who have to take on more debt to get the bills paid during the month, said Mary Johnson, Social Security and Medicaid policy analyst at the Senior Citizens League. And not just that, people don't understand when like things like that like this happen, recessions come into play because companies aren't making money. They can't afford to pay every employee, so people get laid off. So that's when you got like union jobs where people that had seniority stay working while those that didn't, get laid off. Social Security beneficiaries saw the biggest boost to their benefits in about, what is this? It says Social Security, Medicaid changes may provide relief. Yeah, and that's the spirit because they was just talking about adding another 2,400, trying to do a bill to add an extra 2,400 to Social Security. So $2,400 is supposed to help these people to pay for this, and that's just showing you like they mocking these people in their face, and that's how you know it's going to be very horrific. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand, America is not like the average countries out here because America population is a very heavily armed population. There's more people with guns here than it is people. That's the spirit. Oh no, that's fireworks. I thought that was a gunshot. But you got stupid ass nigga. That's a nigga shooting that shit too. Cause I mean, well, not necessarily, because it look like it's some Edomites over here. Some of them ain't Edomites, them Jakes, but for them, some of them Edomites. Long story short, though, um, so they literally gonna spaz out when people lose everything they have, when they can't feed their families, and that's why they literally, they on red alert, waiting. They waiting for something. Put it like this: from now to maybe to the next 3 to 6 months, wait for something major to happen. You know what I mean? Brothers are just going into how literally Uganda is supposed to find like $12 trillion worth of gold in their land, and America sanctioned them. How the fuck you gonna sanction somebody? That's like literally. How you gonna sanction? That's like literally, man. That's deep. How you gonna sanction me because I don't want to give you something that I found on my land? So wait and see. You're gonna see how much of the devil is the devil when this devil literally find out a way to go in there. These motherfuckers ain't making. If they don't hit them with they making a weapon of mass destruction, it's gonna be they doing something to the citizens. You know what I mean? Best believe that. So with that being said, let me try and find one closing scripture. So with, like I said, these higher prices, this inflation is gonna have a lot of people that's gonna literally suffer, and with that, it's gonna have a lot of crime. Is because with the lack of money or the lack of ability to buy goods, is gonna make a lot of people suffer. At the live, we was going into the brother going into food insecurity, and basically, food insecurity is defined as the lack of being able to provide quality access to quality food, basically. And then it was saying like food insecurity is like the number one cause of concern for majority of the world. I read an article that said like it's the number one killer, starvation. Not being able to get enough food or get access to the proper food. And again, people fail to realize, like I tell people every day, and they literally act like they wasn't even aware of this. You know what I mean? Like they literally mention this on national news though. Like they say it's only a certain amount of wheat, access to wheat in the world. Wait till these people start going to the grocery. See, the thing is this. People are probably gonna think we goofy and shit when you see bread still in the aisles of grocery stores. But want to know why that is? Because a lot of the bread that we buy in America is not real bread. It's GMO. Why do you think you could buy a loaf of bread for 79 cents? The fuck, that ain't real bread. Real bread is like $5. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1. Then saith the Lord Yahweh unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. And that's going into regards to Israel, because you got to understand the Lord is about to judge Jacob. And that's why you're going to have that time known in the book of Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7 as Jacob's trouble. But a lot of like when these final prophecies being fulfilled, you're gonna, and like the elders and certain brothers were saying, you're seeing a form of Jacob's trouble right now. Because Jacob is getting affected by this too. Jacob ain't just complaining like that because Jacob literally used to being, it's telling you in the scriptures in the book of Isaiah that Jacob is the poor and needy. Israel's poor and needy. We've been catching hell forever. You know what I mean? You got a few of our people that escaped the curses, but they really didn't. That's why Jake could get wealth and still be fucked. You'll have a Jake that will get like a Young Thug. Young Thug, they said was worth like $10 million, getting all this money, and literally this nigga locked up on a RICO case. You know what I mean? Like come on, like if that ain't a curse, you got all that money and they not letting you. People be talking about money talking, all this whole shit. Well, why the money ain't talking for him? You know what I mean? No, because you living in this devil fucking system. This devil has a system created where you could literally be doing some crime, but he can lightweight exonerate you to tell him somebody else. And then, you know what I mean? He can just pick and choose, you know what I mean? like this motherfucker ain't shit. Like my brother used to say, he's like, look at their system. As a felon, I can't testify to get another felon off of a charge, but I could be used as a witness to sink that felon or to basically condemn him. Ain't that kind of backwards? So again, when he says my heart cannot be towards this people, it's talking about 2/3 of the people or the children of Israel. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth, because they're not gonna come back to the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I just saw some horrific, horrible shit. I just saw two Jakes on a bus, booed up, and it was two male Jakes, and the motherfucker keep looking at me, and I'm trying to bite my tongue, but he keep looking at me. So eventually, I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga looking at? You know what I mean? Like, you proud of that shit though. And like, brother's been in the spirit lately, like, basically fuck these people, you know what I mean? Because they not gonna come back to the law, statutes, commandments. You literally don't love the Heavenly Father. You actually like you say some of the most blasphemous shit, you know what I mean? They love Esau Edom. They like the fact that Esau Edom letting you crash out, because at the end of the day, if you're not in the game and focused on what's going on, like, this is truly a war. If you're not focused on what's going on, then you potentially an enemy against the Heavenly Father and those that's doing the will and the work of the Heavenly Father. You don't understand that your enemy is basically doing things to set you up for failure, to attack you, while you thinking, let's just love everybody spirit, or just play along and get along spirit. This motherfucker's doing set. He literally strategically is at war with the whole country. He done literally is stopping the food supply. They talking about rolling blackouts, all these different, and this ain't even conspiracy. These things are being mentioned in mainstream news. Verse 2, and it shall come to pass if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? So this is Israel asking, where shall we go forth? Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Most High Yahweh, say, cast them out of my sight. So they say, whether shall we go? If they say, it says, it shall come to pass if they say unto thee, whether shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity. So when brothers sitting up there talking about fuck these people, and the Lord made the Lord, kill these people, because the Lord saying fuck these people. If you ain't about this, you know what I mean? It talks about, a portion of Israel set up for basically who was born in vain. King David literally said, don't I hate thee that hate thee? Don't I hate those that hate thee, roughly paraphrased. Verse 3, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heavens, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And then when you go into, you can use a precept like, what's that? Sirach chapter 39, or the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach chapter 39, about there be spirits made for vengeance, which, it goes into the famine and death. We seeing death right now. And we about to be coming into that black horse. You know, well, we in the time of that black horse. You about to have that famine. So if you so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, Central Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, and this is resonating with your spirit, I implore you to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, your power, before it's too late. And with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call loyal. La Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rachakatam. Double honors to the apostles and to my elders, a great millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat and the Yakim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom, and wath lababah. Shalom.